So May 8th, I think it was May 8th. Yeah, May 8th, 2012. I was at Stand Up Live, and I was watching Rogan, and Ari Shaffir was there. I think it was May 8th. No, it was 2 weeks or 2.5 weeks before that. But I'm watching Ari Shaffir's featuring.
Okay.
And there was this loud...
Full Rogan.
Yeah.
Okay.
And there's this loud chick in the crowd. She's obnoxious. He shuts her down. I go outside after...
What year? I'm sorry.
2012.
12. Okay.
So I go outside to have a cigarette, and I see him come out. So it's just me and him. We're out in the little patio area. So I walk over and I go, hey, man, that chick was annoying. And he's like, yeah. And I was like, you killed it, like talking to her and stuff. And he's like, oh, yeah. And I started like making jokes about her because whenever I'm nervous or awkward, I just make fun of something.
Yeah.
You know, it's usually, you know, muscly guys in the crowd, stuff like that. And so I'm making fun of her and he's laughing and I feel comfortable. So I go, hey, can I ask you a question? He goes, yeah. I go, you did this joke and it goes, ba, 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 ba. And he was like, yeah. I go, what if it went like, ba, 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 ba? Like, I don't even remember what the joke was. Yeah. And he started laughing. He goes, hey, how long you been a comic? And I go, oh, I'm not a comedian. And he goes, yeah, you are. You just haven't been on stage yet. And he goes, find an open mic. And he writes down on this bar napkin, he goes, badslava.org. It's like a list of, it's Craigslist for comedy open mics in every city in America.
Okay.
So he slides it over to me. He goes, find an open mic, try it out. I go, okay. 2 weeks later, 3 weeks later, somewhere around there, I get on stage for the first time. Changed my whole life. So
that's crazy.
Like a year and a half later, I got random. I do a show in Prescott, and one of the guys that was either on the show or in the crowd runs like a radio station, or he's a DJ on a radio station. Okay. And he was like, I'm thinking about putting a show together, and I want you on it. And I go, okay, cool. At the time, you know, you're a year and a half in. All you want to do is shows.
Yeah.
And I was like, yeah, for sure. I didn't think it would be a big deal. It was at Tim's Toyota Center, the old hockey arena in Prescott. There was 1,500 people there.
And you're a year in.
Yeah. I'm like a year and a half in. So I find out all this information. They're like, we're going to pay you good. They had like a steak dinner for us. They got us hotel rooms for the night, the whole nine.
Yeah.
Felt like a real comic.
You're like, I'm somebody.
Yeah. We had to get there early like that day to take press photos and sign posters and all this stuff. So I'm feeling like real good. So I'm freaking out because I'm like, it holds 1,500 people. One, what if nobody shows up? Prescott's kind of a small town.
As a comic, how many minutes do you have? Like
I would say,
strong minutes.
I would say 6 or 7.
Okay.
And I'm supposed to do 15.
Oh yeah, that's scary. That's so scary.
So leading up to it, because he let me know like a month in advance. So leading up to it, I'm writing. I'm working out every night, and I'm freaking out a little bit because I'm afraid there's going to be nobody there, and we're performing for an empty arena, or that I'm going to bomb pretty bad, you know? So the night before we're supposed to go out there, it's on a Saturday. The Friday night, I'm like, I just need to get out of my head. I go to the Improv to see Joey Diaz, and Ari's opening for him. I watched the show, and Pauly Casillas, if you know Pauly Casillas, he's a Tucson comic. He's fucking funny as hell. Yeah. Shout out Pauly Casillas, Pauly Pellegrino on Twitter.
Okay.
And he's opening, and we've become friends. So I'm like, dude, I want to talk to Ari. He goes, well, he's going to do like a little meet and greet thing afterwards. And I go, okay, cool. And I go outside, I'm smoking a cigarette. Me and Dave Kays, we're having a cigarette. And this guy walks up to Dave, and he's like, hey, can I get a cigarette from you? And Dave goes, yeah, here you go. And then he looks at me, and he goes, I know you. And I go, yeah? And he goes, yeah, dude, I know you. I know you. And his friend comes up, and he's like, hey, I know this guy. And I'm like,
oh, shit.
I'm like, I don't think, in my head, I'm going, these guys are going like the distance to bum a smoke, because they're going to be like, we know each other. Can I bum a cigarette? You know? And he goes, your name's Rob Maebe, right? And I go, yeah. He goes, you do that Obama joke. So I used to do this joke in my act where I'd go, I grew up poor, so I grew up Democratic. Yeah. You know, like in 2008, I was hoping for change. I was like, do you have any change? In 2012, I was like, yes, we can. You know, and I was like, in 2013, I started making money, and I was like, I would like to see his birth certificate, you know? And the whole joke's about how money changed you. It was the first like closing bit I ever wrote. And it's not even that strong looking back, but at the time, because it's like 2013 at that time, you know?
Yeah.
It feels really good. And so the guy starts quoting.
Solid.
And he starts quoting the bit to me, and I'm like, oh, thanks, man. So the line dies down. I go in to talk to Ari, and I'm talking to him, and I was like, hey, I don't know if you remember. And he goes, yeah, like a year and a half ago, Stand Up Live, I told you should try comedy. I go, yeah. He goes, how's it working out? And I go, pretty good, dude. I'm doing a arena tomorrow night, and there's supposed to be 1,500 people there. And he goes, oh, it sounds like it's working out. He goes, make sure you're getting paid. And I'm like, I am. And as he's saying that, the dude from outside comes in and goes, Rob, you're funny as fuck. And I go, thanks, man. And he goes, Ari, you're great too. And the way he said it made me, and then Ari's like, oh, it seems like it's going pretty well. And I was like, yeah, thanks, dude. And then they went into
Does your head blow up a little bit?
Yeah. I felt good. The next night at the show, I felt like I had a really good set, mainly because I was like, I'm already doing it. You know?
Right. I'm somebody.
But Ari was talking to me, and then Joey Diaz called him into the green room, and then Paulie was like, hey, they're having a conversation. I got tired of, like, waiting, because I would have stayed there all night bullshitting with them. But they were talking about something in the green room, so eventually I was just like, all right, guys, I'm out. Right. But, yeah, that's it. Dude. If it wasn't for Ari Shaffir, I would have never become a comic, because I didn't know you could become a comic. I thought somebody had to pick you.